Okay. Have you all seen The Big Lebowski lately? Yeah. Okay. That's a good thing. If you haven't, I just apologize in advance. This is going to be slightly painful, but as you can see from the talk, this is going to be a sort of breezy discussion about The Big Lebowski, which I believe is the most profound movie that's come out in the last 30 years. You might disagree. Coen brothers made The Big Lebowski in 1998, coming off of the heels of Fargo. Fargo won Academy Awards. It made $60 million. The Big Lebowski didn't do so well. Leonard Maltin said it sucked, basically. He didn't care for it. So anyway, critics thought the plot was a little confusing, so I've sort of transcribed it here. You can just kind of get a brief overview of sort of what happens throughout the film. When you think about the plot of this film, there are basically three things that happen. The dude wants his rug back. Everybody else in the movie wants money for whatever reason. But the dude's rug gets pissed on in the very first scene of the movie. Everything about this movie is an allegory. So when the dude's rug is pissed on, it blows up the entire cosmic world. When the dude writes a check for 69 cents, that 69 cents represents the yin and the yang. I'm serious. This is really true. Throughout the rest of the film, everything that happens is a conflict. That we're at war with Iraq, if you remember in the film. We are in the middle of the bowling tournament, which is hugely important. And the dude is fighting to save his Johnson. His only hope is that the Big Lebowski kills him before the Germans can cut his Johnson off. Everything in this movie is borrowed from Greek mythology. You have the dude who's bowling, you have his friend Walter, you have the Jesus. All of these characters are in a hierarchy of importance, and they all represent different philosophical points of view. Walter is a converted Jew. He's highly committed to Judaic law. He's highly committed to restoring order in the world through that law. The Jesus, nobody fucks with the Jesus. Pardon my language. He's a powerful force. But, you know, when all these characters, the Jewish character, the Jesus, the Big Lebowski, who represents capitalism, who doesn't have the use of his legs because he lost them in Korea in a conflict with the East. All of these characters are representations of philosophical points of view. Maud Lebowski is the artist. And in the end of the movie, the dude and Maud, they have sex, and we learn at the end of the movie they have a child. This is the abiding lesson in the movie. Jeffrey Lebowski is sort of the overarching philosophical representation of religion, and when he has a relationship with Maud Lebowski, that commingling creates sort of the eternal aspect of life that it goes on forever and ever. It's not a goofy film. If you haven't seen The Big Lebowski in a few years, check it out. It was not well received by critics. There's a lot more going on. When you see, you know, weirdos at Lebowski Fest, there are reasons that they are doing what they do. If you ever read Joseph Campbell, he talks about the power of myth and how that's the edge of human understanding. We can't know everything, but those characters, as imperfect as they are, sort of represent the limits to our knowledge. And the movie is a sort of reflection on world religion, humanity, and art. Christopher Davis for the illustrations, and my girlfriend for putting up with me, and my friend Carlton Smith for encouraging me to get up here and do this talk. Thank you very much.